Hello, everyone. Today I'm here with you, and I'm going to be discussing the five circles of life. The Brian Buffini, what he talks about, five circles of life. And in that, we're going to be focusing on the business plan. I know we did discuss about the business plan, and I send you that email and on the excellence group what we talk about business plan. So 2024 new year, and we're going to review that what are Brian's five circles of life, right? The first circle of life he talks about is a spiritual growth, right? Second, he talks about family, personal, business, and financial. So I repeat: spiritual, family, personal, business, financial. Okay. So he talks about that these are the five areas we should focus on, and we should start working for the overall development. So spiritual, I'm not going to go very detailed in that one. Everybody has their own definition of being spiritual. Everybody has their own definition of what is that they want to do. For someone, spending 5 minutes a day in the front of temple, in front of Gurdwara would be a spiritual goal, right? Whatever you start, my advice is start slow and start steady, right? So we did slow and steady wins the race. We learn. So if you're spiritual, what you're doing is great, but let's suppose you do prayer for 5 minutes a day in the morning, right? Make sure that is a consistent habit you do for 40 days. If 40 days in our mythology is called a mandala. If you do exercise, do it for 40 days. If you do part prayer, do it for 40 days because it gets into the system, right? Pick one thing, whatever you do it for those ones. It's gonna be becoming an habit. It goes in the system and you're there. So spiritual that. When it comes to family, right? Family, again, it's a very personalized approach. It could be it could be uh, spending time with the family could be one goal. We all talk about in North America having a uh, very quality time with the family. It could be for the individual members of the family, learning a new skill, right? Learning a new skill could be, and participation in spelling bee competition. Okay, if it is talking about if it's talking about sports, it could be playing or addition of a new sport in the life of a kid, right? It could be swimming, judo, karate, cycling, boxing, golf, whatever you find, right? Another goal for depending upon the child's, mindset. If it's a dance, right? Learning a form of the dance could be a goal, right? Depending what is that a goal we want to achieve as a family, right? How the individual member, or, um, spending some time on the cooking. So what is that we want to achieve together is a question what we can do as a family. When it comes on the financial or personal, let's do personal. Personal goal, again, start slow, but do it regular. It could be, walking 10 minutes a day, right? Uh, not having 5 cups of coffee every day. No, I've reduced that. So it could be doing yoga twice a day. It could or twice a week. Anything what we want to. It could be listening to podcast once a week. So what we want to do to ourselves, right? Health is a great thing. Everybody talks about it, and third week of the new year we drop it. But again, point is consistency, and we write it. Brian talks about, and I've shared with you, all of you, a 10-day goal. So he says, make 10-day goal. Don't have in first draft, write whatever you want to write. But in for that draft, in every sphere for first 10 days, just pick one. Right? Personal. Next two goals are very, very related. It could be business and financial, right? Now, when we talk about financial is easy aspect, and then I'm going to go to the major topic, which is business. Financial is that let's develop a good financial habit. What do I mean by it? Let's teach our kids to deposit $20 a month in their account, right? Trust me, it's very difficult, but it's going to give them the habit of consistency, right? Tell them we're going to put $20 a month, $25 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever you can afford, because that's going to teach them the power of compounding. It's going to get them in discipline. It's going to get you in discipline, financial, right? It is also a goal that we could talk about paying off our principal property, joint between spouses, right? It could be, I want to start up a vacation fund where we contribute $200 a month and we go to a vacation as a family, right? Because $200 a month does not, generally the issue happens, we do not have the discipline of doing it, right? Because we don't have a discipline of doing it, and we says, okay, when the time comes, we'll do it. Spending $6,000 on a vacation is a problem. If there are four people going on a vacation next year and the budget is, let's suppose, $1,200 per person into $5,000. Now, when that time comes, you say, oh, $5,000, it's difficult, it can't happen, may or may not do the trip. But if you're doing $200 a month, right? Or if you develop a habit of putting $25 a month to the kids' account, right? The kids have 300, and you have 2,400, becomes easy. $5,000 a month becomes a problem. $200 a month, $100 a month. I'm not saying we got to go vacation every year or two vacations in a year. Let that fund, the joy what you're going to have when that money is sitting in a vacation fund account and it goes. God forbid you need that money, take it out. But $100 a month, in when we were in India, we had a piggy bank. So a financial goal could be paying off your principal mortgage. Financial goal could be starting up an RRSP account, right? Lot of you do not have or may not have a RRSPs. Let's look at how RRSPs, how you can take advantage of the RRSP for your benefit. What is that you need to do? Should we do, should not we do it? So we're going to talk in that front as well. Okay. So financial goal, that's it. Now comes the most important part, business goal. Okay. So business goal in 2024. So let's look as a business goal for realtor. What is that you want to do? So before we go to a business goal, step one is that what did I do in last 2 years or 3 years? So let's suppose for a new realtor, in 1 year, you did $40,000 the business. In second year, you got $60,000. So your average is 50, right? If your average is 50, now you say, I want to make $250,000 a year this year, it's not going to happen. Double up, possible. If you have a goal, I want to make $100,000 a year, possible. Okay, so we decide what is that you want to do. Now, where the money is going to come from, right? We divide it into four different parts. One is buyers, right? Second is sellers, right? Third is leasing. Fourth is pre-construction, right? So four areas of work: buyers, sellers, leasing, pre-construction. All right. So we make a list of people who we did leasing in last 1 year, 2 year, 3 years when we started. So let's suppose if there were 10 people who we helped for doing leasing, they could be our potential buyers. Out of 10, you would get 2 buyers, right? So leasing, how much we did, what are we going to do this year? When it comes to buyer, those leasing clients, the past clients is the starting point. Your list of contacts is starting point. Your past clients are starting point. So you know this is what it is. This is what you can do as a business. Now, for all the realtors who have not done a listing, for your clients who have existing property or who are talk to them about a selling or a listing. Try to achieve, start, and grow that at least we do one listing this year. Because interesting point, that listing, if the guy's upgrading, he's going to sell and buy. If he's just selling an investment property, right? So he's going to sell and buy something. Few examples. In the call, which 100 calls I was doing, I'm at 81 right now. So there are a lot of people who had investment property in Kitchener. They're going to sell investment property, buy something in the city, maybe for self-use. So how many leasing you did, how many leasing you will do. So let's suppose if you did 10 leasings in last 1 year, let's you go do 8 leasing. So 8 leases may give you $1,000 a year lease. So you'll have $8,000 revenue, right? A buyer. If you take a buyer at, let's suppose one buyer gives you $15,000 of revenue. You say, I would work with 6 buyers. It makes $90,000. I'll work with 4 buyers. But if you've never done a buyer and doing 6 buyers would be a problem, right? So the goal is how many leases I'm going to do, how many buyers I'm going to do, right? How many sellers I'm going to do, and I'm going to pre-construction now. So to make $100,000, let's do a chart for $100,000. Let's suppose if you do 6 leases a year, it's going to give you $6,000. If you're going to do one pre-construction, let's round it off at $20,000. If you're going to do one seller and one buyer, so I'm going to do that as a seller. So if you do one seller, put it at as an easy number, $10,000. And if you do 6 buyers in $15,000 per buyer, it's going to be 90,000. So 90 plus 10 for a seller, 100, plus 20 for a pre-construction, 20, plus 6 for this is 1, 2, 6. So you make $126,000 a year with this. Right? Now we do a little bit of more reverse integration. In order to do, what is the kind of activity I would need to do? Okay. So this one, you can, in your business plan, also make a point that out of these, what kind of support I'm going to get from my mentor, from a team, from me, right? So it could be that you're getting one buyer from the company. You could get 2 buyers from the company. You could get 3, whatever the number of leads, buyer reps you're going to get from the company. That should also be in the business plan. To get that $126,000, let's step one step back and we say, what are we going to do for those activity? What I have done. Remember in the business networking meeting, Sandeep said, you call everyone and you just talk to them. Call everyone. Not call your buyers, not call your sellers, not call your prospects. Right? The difference in the mind of a realtor is when I say calling, you start processing who is going to do business with me. Now, it's not about who's going to do business. It's question how many people you can touch base. Right? The goal should be to do at least 100 people, whether it is coming from the Facebook. For people who do not like calling, I talk about Facebook. You just send a message. And I've said it repeatedly 1,000 times, right? Talk to people who you know. It could be the first call should be going to your coach and a mentor. Right? Second call can go to your spouse. This is, I need one referral from you. Can you help me? Third could be from your tenant who's there. Is this is what we can do. Not talking about the business. We talk about how are you doing? How's been New Year? How are you doing any resolutions? Did you make any resolutions? Are you keeping up with any resolutions? And you talk about yourself. So I also did a resolution, but I didn't do. Now I'm having a 10-day goal, and in 10-day goal, I'm just going to do a part and puja for 10 days, right? I'm going to do every morning. I started up with intermittent fasting, right? So I'm going to do it for 10 days. Right? And then I'm going to see what are your goals. So your one talk with your client could be what are the goals? Have you done it? It's just an ice break. We're not talking about real estate. Second call of these people for who you call in January, in February, you call them on the family day. It's a long weekend. Or you call them on the Valentine's Day. There might be some young people in your database. You talk to them about Valentine's Day. We have some people who are family people. Talk to them about Family Day. So that's another talk, another reason for talk. Third thing you should talk to them about is this is an educational call. I want you to do you have an RRSP account? There would be two answers, yes and no. Right? For those people who do not have an RRSP account, talk to them the power of compounding, which is this. You tell them, I never had an RRSP account. I looked at to my banker, to my mentor. He said, what you need to do is you need to have an account for your kids, a savings account. And what I did is for both my daughters, for my daughter and son, we opened up an account and we're going to contribute $20 a month. No harm. It doesn't matter. Right? And what we're going to do is we're going to teach them because we're going to teach them the power of compounding because we could not do it. So it gives you the three reasons to call in first 2 months. Wishing them Happy New Year, talking about a resolution, just chit chat, Family Day in the February, RRSPs in the middle, you talk to them. So RRSP, some people will have it, some will not have it. So people who do not have it, the topic of point of discussion is have an RRSP, open up an account, talk to your financial advisor, talk to your banker. In case you need help, I can refer you some. He says, I did not know about it, but now I feel it's important to just start power of compounding. Just start it. For people who have an RRSP, say, I never had an RRSP myself, or we never sat, can you let me know something? Where is that you invest? What should I do? Have you ever, how long you review it? How many times in a year you review a statement? Say, I understand that people don't do it. So if you need help, I can refer you some. So you have three reasons to call in next 60 days, right? When you call these people in first, second, third call, it's going to shift to a point of real estate. An example, yesterday I was talking to someone who is very, I should say not say though, I should not use the word negative, but the few people who says, how's the business going? I think, oh, fantastic. And the remark was, she said, you are the only realtor who is very positive about real estate all the time. I don't see that. I said, I agree, of course. I said, there's 70,000 realtors who don't do the business. In last 1 month, I've had talk with my clients. I'm going to put 3 properties in Perla for lease or for sale. We just bought a property for someone and we sold one listing. So I said, I don't know what's happening with other people, but my business is thriving. So for me, it's great. So which tells her what? The people ready to work with you, right? You're working hard and you're positive. Right? I could be of a, you know what? The interest rates are so high and blah, 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 100 reasons. If you're not doing it yourself, you say, our team is doing fantastic, right? We listed 3 properties. We did leasing, the 3 properties for lease. Of course, it is difficult in this scenario, but this is what's happening. An interesting part, I'm telling people, we did a video as well, right? In December, there were 800 and plus properties in Brampton. Now there are less than 600, 500. So what's happened? Something was 800, 900,000, 1,100, 1,200 properties is gone down to 600. So what does it mean? The consumer confidence is back. Of course, interest rates will play a role. Of course, this is it, but this is what's happening. So in the business planning, what you need to do, how much you need to earn, what are the activities? If calling is one of the activities, I give you 3 reasons to call. Another thing which I have mentioned you 1,000 times, and I'm going to keep on mentioning, send a message to everybody on your Facebook. You might have 200, 300 people who have you not conversed with, not a post. If you cannot do, just put one post. Picture of you and your child, picture of you and your spouse, anyone picture, your own picture. People start commenting, the conversation starts, but send a Facebook message to everyone. Hello, how are you doing? Long time no talk. Any resolutions for the new year? I tried to do this, I could not do this. I said, let me check. This is correct. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, have it. In my talk to one of my clients, and he mentioned one thing which touched me. He says, people talk about spending money on marketing. They don't do market on social media. Social media is free, right? It's a free thing. And they say, oh, yes, I've been doing marketing, but I did not think that way. Talk to everybody on Facebook, put it a post on Instagram, put it, have your LinkedIn profile, connect with people. When you're going to connect with people, follow them back or connect with them, say hello. These are your business clients. These are the people who are professionals. We introspected that I put a lot of posts on LinkedIn a couple of years back. Then we left it, and it happens with a small business owner. Starts with an activity, drops it. So have a social media act. This is something you do not have to call. You're sitting at your home, spending 1 hour, not looking at the Instagram reels, not looking at the videos, but putting a LinkedIn profile. Make it a neat, clean profile. And the power of the profile is, where did you study? Right? What did you do as a profession? Right? You studied from, MGL Public School was my school. This is my university. I did my university. This is what I did as a work. So it's going to connect people. It's going to bring people to your thing. Say how this is what I'm doing. If there's a post which is coming from us, we created an event. So we created an event, business networking session. Few people came, we thanked them up. We got the reviews. We're going to put a post on thanking them. And we're going to say, now we have a third coming up, but this is by invitation only. It's not that you can come like this. It's just by invitation, because we're going to send invitation to people who can come. So it's elevating your level of thing, right? So link, social media marketing. So phone call is one, social media is second. If you're sitting at home, you can at least post what is the lease listing on Kijiji. Whatever, you can at least put a post, share the just listed on your WhatsApp status. These are the things which do not need money to advertise. These are the things which you can sit and do it. Because if you do it consistently, consistency is the key. If you do it consistently, it's going to give you a reward. Then have the benchmark. This is what I did in month 1. This is what I did in month 2. What you cannot measure, you cannot improve. That's why, as I told you, my goal was to take 100 calls till 18th. Did not do it. I'm going to do it. I'm on the target to do it. Once I do 100, I'll share it with you guys. I have to record 4 videos by 30th of this January. I'm going to do it. Has been a long time I visited Kitchener. I'm going to go and visit everyone. So I'm just calling everyone who I know in order to get, right? 80 people I've done. How you do is, one day before, you make a list. So these are the list of people I'm going to call today or tomorrow, right? Because when happens is I'm driving, I don't know. But now I'm going to keep the copy, cut, keep on calling people, man. Right? I call 2 people to wish them the birthdays. If you don't have a birthday, it says I'm making a database, so can I have it? When is your birthday? When is your anniversary? Name of the kids. As I said, right? So these are the things which you're going to get in touch. These are the things which is going to start the conversation. Once to start the conversation, things are going to happen. So the business planning is, what have we done? What is that we want to do? How are we going to achieve it? Put that on paper, do an activity, record it. And as I always tell, I never say no to you guys at all. If you want to come, talk to me, discuss with me, have milestones, do it. And it's not about 100 calls. To make the life easy, if I look at it, I have 20 working days in January. If I do 5 calls a day, it's 100. 5 calls a day, it's 100. Right? This is fantastic. Okay, lower hand. I'm doing it for first. So what happens is, you might want to do 20 calls in a week, 6 working days or 5 working days, 4 calls a day. But make your count, make your list, call them. Call, notes, Popeyes. If you call them, great. If you can, after calling, just write them a note, thank you note, text message. In my goal to connect with people, I send WhatsApp message to 2 people who are not in the country. One is in India, one is in Sri Lanka. I did not do it. So they replied back, it's a connect. How are you doing? How's the family? Long time we not connect. Happy New Year. Great. Fine. Called him and one of the clients. How are you doing? How's your wife doing? I have the names, but I don't want to speak it. So how it says we're doing fine. So what is the mind? What are they going to get? They're going to get a reflection of I care, right? I don't forward. You might have seen. I never forward a pre-message of Happy New Year. The thousands because it's everybody knows it's a broadcast list. It's not personal. You want to do it? Those who send me, I replied back, but with a personal name. Dear Jaya, thanks for your wishes. Dear Chetna, thanks for your wishes. Dear this, thanks for your wishes. I reciprocate the same. Hope the kids are doing with the message line. So if it's not personal, it's not a connect. So make your relationships meaningful. Call, have your business plan ready, review it every month. You don't have to review it by coming to the office. We can set up a Zoom meeting. Technology is great. Share with your peer. Do an activity. We have first-time home buyers coming up. We have client events coming up. Let's get the things rolling. All right. In case you have any discussion, I'll be more than happy. In case you have any question, I'll be more than happy to address you. Take care. Have a very fantastic weekend ahead. Bye.